let's write a little menu here. I'm going to have a section tag. Inside that I want a div, and then I want 5 LIs with 3 letters of lorem ipsum, tab. Okay, I keep tabbing, shift tabbing, and go back up. So this is send coding. You saw this earlier. Now, something is wrong here. I don't want the first line where it says lorem ipsum. That should actually not be on top. It shouldn't be the first item. I want that to go down to number 3. So I hold down Alt and use the arrow keys up and down, and I can move an entire line very, very easily. This is not just in HTML. This is editor-wide in Visual Studio 2013. Any text editor, be it C#, XML, or whatnot, you can move lines by Alt and then up and down. But I see here I'm using a div. That was wrong. I should have used a nav, HTML5 nav. This is a menu after all, so let's just change this. So we've had this in 2012, but let me just show you again here. As I type in the beginning, the start tag, look what happens in the end tag. It just follows along. I can type in the closing tag here, and the start tag follows along. That's going to save a lot of time. But I still have this green error right here showing up because, of course, I forgot the UL element, right? So how would I add a UL element? Well, I could do it manually and wrap my LIs in a UL element, or I could use some of the snippet capabilities that we've always had, which is surround with. So let me just right-click, surround with, HTML, UL. Let's do this. That was not really what I wanted. I actually inserted an additional LI here. So let's do something else instead. Let's hold down Alt and hit 1, the 1 key. And I'm going to keep hitting the 1 key here. See what's happening? We now have the ability to expand selection up through the tree. I can do Alt 2, and we walk back down again. I don't have to touch the mouse for any of this stuff anymore. And it goes all the way back to where I started. So now it's really easy. I just do Alt 1, 1, select my LIs, and now I want to do surround with. So the Alt key is your new best friend. It does a lot of things these days. So let's do Alt Shift W, surround with. How cool is that? So so the mouse becomes less important. We just stay in the editor. We're happy. We're productive. It's all good. Except that now I realize that this section tag, I don't actually want to wrap my navigation inside the section tag. So let's just remove the section tag. I could do it the old way, or I could do it the new way. Control Enter, because there's a smart tag shown up here. It says remove and keep children. There you go. So how does this thing work? Let's write some text. Now I select this text, and I want to do surround with. Alt Shift W. And I can just change it as I see fit. Whatever I select is what's going to be surrounded. If I do not select anything, for instance, if my cursor is in the start tag or it's in the middle of the tag, it will surround whatever tag the cursor is in. So if I do Alt Shift W again, it will go out here, and let's do a div. So this is not exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be formatted maybe a little bit differently. We've done a huge effort in actually improving the formatter to respect what it is you want to do. When you say format document in 2013, we don't break your page. We don't do weird things. We don't wrap everything anymore. You can now trust it, and you can use it. I've been using this for over a month, and it is fantastic. So I want to just format the selection here of my div. And I do that, Control-KF, that's format selection, Control-KF. And my cursor is in the div. When I do format selection, it takes the element I'm on and all its children and formats those. But it doesn't touch the rest of the document. So Control KF. And we get here, right? So this is the command we had always. Now it actually works. But what if I forgot those keyboard shortcuts? That happens all the time. We can't remember them all. There's a billion shortcuts in Visual Studio. So let's just try to speak to Visual Studio and see if it wants to listen and help us out. So very recently, we updated something called voice commands for Visual Studio to run and also in 2013. So let's try it out. So I'm going to hit Alt-V, V for voice. And let's see if it works here with the speakers. There is a little bit of echo, so let's hope it works. So Alt-V. And notice the status bar here. I'm going to zoom in later, but you can kind of see what's going on, perhaps. Format document. Yes. Options. Error list. Oh, you were clapping. You couldn't hear it. Error list. But look what it actually does. It writes the actual keyboard shortcut that we did not remember. So now it can help us learn these things. You see?